is Malorie Abraham, and this is my reflection video on The Prodigal God by Timothy Keller. In The Prodigal God, it talks about the parable Jesus tells of the prodigal son, who is the younger brother who asks for his inheritance early and goes and squanders it away while living his life. When he comes back, he is welcomed with open arms by his father, much to his older brother's dismay. I think this parable shows the most common pitfalls that Christians today can fall into, of either I want to live life my way and make my own decisions, or doing everything by the book and trying to earn salvation through works instead of a relationship with Christ, which follows more of the older brother's path. Timothy Keller describes prodigal as recklessly extravagant or having spent everything, and I think that's a pretty accurate description of prodigal, especially when you talk about prodigal God. I like the term reckless in recklessly extravagant, for it can mean like without care for consequences, and God sent Jesus to die for our sins while we were still sinners. And if you're concerned about consequences or you're only interested in yourself, you're definitely not going to do that. So I think that shows God's prodigalness. The having spent everything, I don't necessarily agree with all the way, because I don't think God can spend everything because he's infinite, but I think the idea is that he would go to any length, which again I think is shown through the death of Christ for our sins. And also that he didn't create us as robots to just do whatever he says, but he gave us choice and free will, and we can choose to love him or not, which is part of him pursuing us. Keller's description of a prodigal God who will open his arms to us and welcome us back no matter what stage of life we are in matches up with modern Christianity's definition of God, or a view of God. I think Paul talks in the Bible about how salvation is a gift, and it's given through grace, and it's not works based. You don't earn it. If you could earn it, then Jesus didn't need to die, and God wouldn't need to be prodigal, because again, we'd kind of just be robots following a list of orders. However, I don't know if any modern churches would go as far as to say that God is recklessly extravagant in his pursuit of us, 'cause I don't know how that would really go over with modern audiences' like public notion of who God is. I think it would definitely cause some reflection, which is a good reason to read The Prodigal God. It definitely speaks to different walks and areas of life and takes time to evaluate your current walk with God and kind of what some beliefs you have are.